Welcome back to Living in Glenview, the podcast where we dive into the people, places, and local stories that make our North Shore community feel like home. I'm Victoria Logley.
And I'm Evan Fitzgerald. And today we're talking about a trend that went from a very quiet backyard pastime to an absolute cultural juggernaut. And it happened right here, it's happening rather, right here in our own backyard.
And if you've driven down Waukegan Road or walked through the local parks like Flick Park, and over the last couple of years, you know that Glenview has caught on to this massive fever of pickleball fever.
Pickleball fever,
Pickleball fever.
Pickleball4All, a massive 20,400 square foot indoor haven that turned an accidental search for winter court time into a bustling community home for thousands of players across the North Shore. All right, before we bring in our guests, it is time, as you know, you regular listeners and viewers, for the Glenview Buzz, which keeps you connected to what's happening all around town.
Okay, so today we're reviewing El Tradicional, an amazing restaurant right here in the Glen. They started out in a smaller space and recently moved across the street to a space that probably expands 4 times of what they had previously. And it is just, I love this restaurant so much. We've been going here for years. It's my kids' favorite place to go to eat in the area. And I'm so happy to see that it's just expanded and it's thriving.
Yeah, I mean, if for those of you who have spent a lot of time in the Glen, you'll know this, but for the rest of you, so it was in that smaller space and it was on the east side.
Yes, east side.
Right, the southeast corner almost.
Right. Yep.
And so there was a space that's been several things, right sort of kitty corner across on the west side of the street. It's
very large space.
Right, and so because of that, I think, it's difficult. We all know that restaurants are one of the most difficult businesses to get off the ground and keep moving, especially with a very large space. And so that space in particular has turned over several times.
Yes.
So I know I was really excited to see when El Tradicional was moving over, because I said to myself, okay, this is the chance for something to really take hold, because we knew that this particular restaurant had already had this amazing fan base and following.
Fan base, regulars. I mean, some of my friends are regulars there every Thursday or Friday. You can see them at the bar, and then their kids are meeting them and having dinner together. And it's such a beautiful place to bring together your family and friends. We recently went and watched a couple World Cup games there, which was so exciting. And it's just a great space. They also have music a couple nights a week in the evenings. My husband told me he was there one evening. It actually turned into like a dance party with a DJ, the mariachi bands. It is such a great energy.
Yeah, and so talk about the food a little bit. So we went the other night, and it's always a challenge for us. And I know you're vegetarian.
Yeah.
So my daughter is as well, but she's vegetarian who doesn't like a ton of vegetables, Gemma.
But when they're in the, mixing with cheese in a tortilla, it's pretty delicious.
So she did the veggie fajitas, big hit. My son, on the other hand, just wants like the most standard, boring American tacos you can possibly get. They have the kids' tacos.
Yes.
Pro tip, he did 2 orders of them. He's 10, he did 2 orders of the kids' tacos, which actually worked out really well. There's 2 tacos per kid's order. Big hit with him. Not my wallet, but it was a big hit with my son. And then I did the 3 taco plate. And there was one particular veggie taco that was outstanding.
Spinach.
So it was,
That's the spinach one. That's my favorite.
Yeah, it was great. And so I was able to mix that up with, I think I did 1 beef, and then I think I did a chicken tinga, which was great. My wife I believe she did the beef fajitas. And there was a really great the seasoning on the beef fajitas was really interesting. Like not super spicy or anything like that. It just was very interesting, really well seasoned. So our meal was outstanding.
Yeah, my kids love the beef fajitas and chicken. My son's a big chicken fan. And then I, of course, vegetarian, but there's spinach. Tacos are incredible.
It's spinach and what? Spinach and mushroom and garlic and onion?
Onions.
Yeah.
It's really delicious. It's not boring at all. And then my favorite drink. Now, my kids love the Mexican Coke because it doesn't taste like the same Cokes here in the United States because you use cane sugar. So the Mexican Cokes are delicious. Try those. And I love, I'm not going to lie, the cervezarita.
Oh.
So I had one during the World Cup. My friends are looking at me like, what is that? It's a margarita with a mini Corona upside down in the margarita that slowly drips in, and it's a mix of beer and margarita.
Wow.
If you've never had it, and of course salt on the rim.
Right, has
if
to.
you've never had it, I highly recommend it. Cerveza. And I'm not a big beer drinker, but the mix is incredible.
Yeah. So, okay, so we always rate every restaurant.
Yes.
We're going to do jalapenos. So out of 4 jalapenos.
I say 4.
4, I do too.
love this place so much. Ambiance, food, just everything about it.
Yeah.
And the owners are local family, which we always love to support local businesses, obviously. And they've just done such a great job of creating a community.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we said, it's so encouraging to see them take over this space in the Glen and hopefully thrive again like they have before. And then it just keeps building.
And you can also rent out a private event space. So they have a great back room. We did a women's networking dinner there. And reservations are super easy. So reserving special events or just a table or even a World Cup, finale and whatnot, they make it very, very easy.
All right. So El Tradicional in the Glen, 4 out of 4 jalapenos. So congratulations. I think that's our first.
It is our first 4.
Our first 4 out of 4.
You definitely have to check it out.
Congratulations.
Huge news for GBS sports fans, student athletes, and local families. Glenbrook South Athletic Stadium is officially lined up for a massive multi-million-dollar makeover. Yay! The Glenview Village Board just gave preliminary approval for a comprehensive renovation project that's going to completely transform John Davis Stadium.
The whole project is tied to District 225's long-term master facility plan. So if you've been out to a game or track meet recently, you know the stadium. It's seen a ton of action over the years, obviously, a lot of great events. And a lot of the core infrastructure is simply showing its age. So we're talking about a top-to-bottom replacement, brand new synthetic turf on the field, and a reconstructed running track, which is needed as well. Updated stadium lighting, a modern scoreboard, and completely redone concession and restroom facilities, which all of us fans will enjoy as well.
But what I think is really amazing is that how they're approaching the spectator experience and accessibility. They're putting in a brand new home bleachers that won't just increase overall seating capacity. They'll bring in full ADA accessibility to the stands, which is huge for grandparents and family members with accessibility issues and fans with mobility issues. Underneath those bleachers, they're adding dedicated team rooms, plus outside the stands, they're building out brand new student gathering spaces, which will be so fun, including something called the Glenbrook Legacy Walk.
In terms of timing, all right, so this is what you want to pay attention to. Construction is currently slated to kick off spring 2027, so while we get a little bit of time before bulldozers and everything rolls in, it does give us something major to look forward to for GBS athletics and, of course, Friday Night Lights.
Emergency response in Glenview is about to look like something straight out of sci-fi film, but it's real technology, designated to save lives. The Village Board just approved a 4-year agreement with Motorola Solutions to launch a brand new drone as a first responder program. So it's DFR for short.
All right, so here's how this actually works in practice. When certain high priority 911 calls come into the Glenview Public Safety Dispatch Center, telecommunications will have the ability to launch an automated drone in literally minutes. So what does this mean? Okay, so instead of waiting for a cruiser or a fire engine to have to navigate traffic, the drone can fly straight to the scene ahead of time and stream high definition, real-time live video directly to police officers, firefighters, commanders, whoever's en route to the scene in their vehicles. So obviously that's a big deal.
So think about what this really means. It's an actual emergency. Responders can see if a fire is spreading, figure out exactly the exact entry points, track where a suspect might be heading, or check for hazards before they even put boots on the ground. It dramatically speeds up decision-making, planning, and keeps both our first responders and residents so much safer.
Which is obviously
incredible program.
Always the goal. So to clarify, the village already uses standard drones for things like inspecting infrastructure, monitoring local flooding, or checking road conditions. So those are all important as well. But these DFR drones are totally different. They're purely tactical, rapid response assets tied directly to 911 dispatch. It's a huge public safety investment and a massive step forward for Glenview.
Today, we're sitting down with 2 people who run the show at Pickleball4All, a facility that started as for one family looking for somewhere to play during the Chicago winters and turned into one of the biggest pickleball communities on the North Shore. Denise Mullett is the club coordinator, keeping the day-to-day play running smoothly for thousands of members. And Julie Hides is the head coach who grew up playing the game in its birthplace of Washington State. Pickleball has such a fascinating history. And it was invented back in 1965, which I think most people probably don't know. I know I didn't know this. Please, Julie, tell us about the incredible history and your special connections.
Yeah, I grew up out in the Seattle area, and pickleball originated in 1965, which a lot of people don't realize. It's not a new sport.
It's not new.
It's fast growing.
Yes.
But it's not new. And we lived out there in the early 80s, had a court in our backyard, played every day with my dad, courts at our club. A lot of our neighbors had them. We used to have little neighborhood tournaments and things like that. But what's really cool is the story about it comes from an area called Bainbridge Island, which is right off of downtown Seattle. And a lot of families there live there year round, but a lot of them have vacation homes there. And the family that had the original court that started the whole sensation, that court is actually still there, and people go and you can take pictures and they let you play there and things like that. But there were 3 families, and one day the family that had the court, the dad was trying to get the kids engaged and they were bored, and he said, "You got to get outside." So he went in the garage and he grabbed a badminton net. And he went over to where they used to have an old tetherball cement slab, and he stuck the badminton net in the ground. And then he grabbed 2 ping pong paddles and a wiffle ball, all from the garage. And the family just started hitting around. And the surrounding families came over and they were all friends, and they were like, "This is really fun. We got to draw some lines down." So it started kind of like this mini tennis idea. And one of the neighbors was this tall guy who used to stand right at the net and put these volleys away. And they said, "We need to draw a line you have to stand behind." Became the kitchen line.
Why have they named it the kitchen?
Well,
do we know?
Kitchen comes from, and I need to research this more, something from shuffleboard. There was like a slang from shuffleboard. The real name of the kitchen is called the non-volley zone. So you'll see abbreviation NVZ. Yeah, so that's the real name. But as it continued to progress, they said, "Wow, this could really be something." And it became so popular and so fun. And so everybody in the area was playing. And they said, "We need to patent this."
So smart.
And so, well, we got to give it a name first, right? So his wife had come from the crew world, the rowing world, which I personally know nothing about.
So there's a lot of misinformation about this little tidbit, by the way.
Yeah.
And a lot of debate on where the word pickle came from.
Yeah, I got the true story.
You got the true story.
So his wife said, from the crew world, apparently, there's an A boat where they put the number 1 rowers. There's a B boat where they put the next best rowers. And you would think the next boat would be called the C boat, but it's called the pickle boat because it's a bunch of leftover rowers. So she said, "Let's call this pickleball because it's a bunch of leftover sports."
So it wasn't about the dog, because some people think it was because the dog's name is Pickle and that's why they named it.
Right. A lot of people think that's the other way around. Then there were 2 dogs. They had Pickles and Lulu, but they named Pickles after the sport that they had already named pickleball. Isn't that cool?
And so many people maybe are just being introduced to this. They don't realize that you could buy a kit, like a little box for. I had no idea.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
There was a kit back then. They had their kids on the cover of it. We had a bunch of them in the garage. I so wish we had them today. But and then the whole Northwest area, it took off Washington, Oregon, into California, and made its way to the Midwest in the PE programs in the high schools, but didn't really make it south or to the East Coast until COVID really reignited it because everyone was looking to get outside.
It's amazing. The lesson here: go to your garage, grab a bunch of stuff.
You never know.
Get
balls
a patent.
And sticks.
You never know.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it really is. I had no idea until we talked about this earlier. And, the fact that it's so ubiquitous now.
Right? Yes.
And it just came from a bunch of stuff in their garage.
Yes.
It's just so cool.
Yeah. Not a new sport, but a fast growing sport for sure.
Now let's dive into Pickleball4All.
Yay.
Just here in Glenview. And Denise, you are the club coordinator.
Yes,
of Pickleball4All.
correct. I am.
And you have quite a history with racket sports.
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, so I actually grew up playing, I didn't really grow up playing tennis. I sort of didn't really do many sports as a kid. So I think that's a testament to sort of how you can not necessarily be really sporty and still transition into a sport as an adult. So as an adult, I started playing tennis, and I just really loved it. I fell in love with it. And I feel like in this neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhoods, there's so many opportunities here to play tennis.
Sports.
And tennis specifically was when I first moved here. That's what I was sort of obsessed with. And I really didn't play any other racket sports. And so I sort of threw myself into tennis. But then when COVID hit, we were sort of all stuck in our homes and not able to do much of anything at all. And then gradually we started to realize, we can come outside, we can do, other things in the community. And one of the sports that I had heard about was pickleball. And I kind of thought, what is pickleball? I mean, I feel like it's kind of a bit of a goofy name.
Yeah. Doesn't sound real.
It doesn't sound real. And I think that, coming from tennis, which is such a, very reserved sport, and you really have to, you can't just jump onto a tennis court and play. So we went down to Flick Park, which is a local park in Glenview.
The Glenview Park District in here too. We just had Mike McCarty as a guest, and I love the fact that Flick Park offered pickle back in the pandemic.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. And literally what was so amazing about it is that you didn't have to organize a foursome. You didn't have to organize a group. You just showed up to the court. There were all these people there wanting to play and really welcoming to people who literally didn't really know the rules, didn't know how to play the sport. And I think that is what really made me fall in love with the sport. And even though I came to it at a much, later than Julie did, I feel like it was just such a welcoming, community-orientated feel about it that I think that that's really what, I think made me want to keep playing.
Yeah, and we were sort of sitting talking about this before we started recording that, there aren't a lot of good things that come out of a pandemic. So I don't want anybody to get any ideas here. But one of the things that I think a lot of us noticed is we were so cloistered for so long and so separated that once the opportunities came to do things in a community with other people,
and outside, which was safe.
Right. We were all looking for those, and something like pickleball just really offered that community opportunity, and then it just took off from there, it feels like.
Yeah, it's a perfect combination.
Absolutely.
And then the owner, Raza Lazagwe, kind of came into this by accident and fell into this giant, over 20,000 square foot facility that he then decided to turn into this incredible community. And just, can you guys speak to that?
He was saying to himself, where are we going to play in the winter? Do I find a garage somewhere and build a court? And so he often says, I got into this by accident. Right. But he met with a realtor and he said, let's just look at some spaces. Found this great warehouse facility here in Glenview. And that was, the rest is history. I mean, it was so cool. When I first met with him, when he was looking to hire all the coaching staff, he had already hired the guys. There's 4 guys and me, and he said he's looking for a female coach and
the head coach, by the way, head coach.
Yeah. And when I walked in there, it used to be this old warehouse where it was like a packing facility, I think. And it's just so cool to think about looking around it, like what this was going to be.
Such a beautiful facility now. I mean, you guys have.
It came out great. It's got super high ceilings, which a lot of the other places, have a little bit of a challenge with. But one of the things too that was important to him was let's not jam in a bunch of courts. We wanted to make sure we had a lot of space between courts.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so he probably could have fit one more court in, but it was important to
and
just.
What's the difference between indoor and outdoor courts? Is there any?
The surface is the same. Our surface is unique in that it's a little bit squishy.
Yes. My knees appreciated that.
It's better on the joints. It comes from Hartrue, and it's a softer surface, but the ball bounces the same.
Yeah.
So indoor and outdoor, regardless of the squishy or the tennis court type surface, ball is going to bounce the same. Same ball is used. Indoor and outdoor, people often hear indoor ball, outdoor ball.
Okay.
And one of the things I clear up when I'm giving lessons is an indoor ball is actually used on a gym surface floor.
Oh, that's it.
So
it's not the proper
floor. It's more about the surface than it is outside, inside. But people are really appreciating the indoor play now don't have to deal with all the elements outside anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
And Evan and I had the opportunity to take a lesson from Julie. We're both beginners. I had played a couple times with some friends of mine that are huge fans of your facility, Jackie and Michelle, but never really knew what I was doing. And then Evan and I had an opportunity to do private lessons with you, and I will say.
Well, it was amazing. It was my first time on the court ever. I had never experienced pickle in any capacity, so this was the first.
You guys did so great. Seriously, you really did.
No, your like your coaching and the way you approach it, for me, made so much more sense. And it's actually made me really excited to try it again and take another lesson and maybe pursue a little bit of this as a hobby.
Well, and I think, you know, you mentioned it before, it's this perfect like mix of accessibility and then the opportunity for skill. Like we know.
Yeah, I mean, anybody can come in and pick it up. Like you had said, Denise, you don't have to be an expert racket player or like you do for tennis and some of these others. You could pick it up and just start playing.
Yeah, but you can see that there's this opportunity to
the
get,
levels are.
And that's why people get addicted to it. They're like, wait a second, I'm
Yeah.
feeling this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think the beauty of the indoor facility is just that, you know, you don't have the elements that you have outside. And I mean, I know everyone loves to play outside. I mean, it's beautiful when the weather's beautiful.
When the weather's perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
come on.
Yes,
We get
Chicago
spoiled
weather.
now.
Yeah, we get spoiled, you know.
We're like, oh,
There's-
it's windy. I don't want to play outside.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that at the time when, you know, all of this started blowing up in Glenview and in the surrounding area, there were a lot of, there weren't really a lot of opportunities to play inside. So, you know, you had your Flick Park, you had a couple of places where you could go play outside. But the problem was that they were so full of people.
Yeah.
So you would show up at these parks and you wanted to play, but you would wait 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, we would bring our chairs and wait.
And so you weren't
How
really,
bad we wanted to play.
Yeah, exactly. So there definitely was space or an opportunity for people to sort of have indoor facilities. You know, there were no lighted courts at night, so for sure you couldn't play at night.
Right.
And then the weather, obviously, you know, you want to play year round. So.
And have someone pick up, like you said, you used to wait 20 minutes or whatnot. So that's not the case. Like, how does that work with Pickleball4All? As far as like you sign up for specific times, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we offer lots of different options.
Okay.
We have something we call rack and play,
Okay.
which is essentially where you come. We have 6 players per court. You have to sign up in advance.
Okay.
You have 6 players per court, and then we literally have a rack at our club where you put your paddle in, and then 4 people go out to a court and play.
Okay.
They play one game, then they come off, they rotate. And it sort of, it is very similar to the experience that one would have at park play.
Yeah.
But the difference is, of course, you know, we cap it at a certain number of people per court to ensure that, you know, you're getting your money's worth. You're not going to come here and play for 2 hours and literally have to wait 20, 25 minutes in between games.
And that's one of the things that's changed. The parks brought everyone of all levels. And as great as that was because it became inclusive, as it's become more popular,
There's different levels.
There's different
I want
levels.
to play with like someone
right.
who's
And it goes both ways
yeah.
because if you're a beginner, you feel a little intimidated if
Absolutely.
someone's not a beginner and vice versa. So what's great about it's more organized now and there's lots of indoor facilities now and enough people to fill
So
them all.
levels.
But we have different levels
that's great.
of rack and play or open play.
And I'm sure you've seen the success stories of people coming in pure beginners and now where they
It's
I
the
mean,
coolest
we
thing.
had 100 of those stories.
Yeah.
I mean, of
Well, and then we
players.
were saying one of your, 11-year-old playing with a, was it
65-year-old in a
65-year-old.
tournament.
That's incredible.
Isn't that great? We see it a lot. We had an 8-year-old play in one of our tournaments.
Mhm.
It's really cool. It's one of the, I don't know another sport where that would be the matchup, right?
Right.
A grandpa could play with his grandson and they could be
Equal.
similar players. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is neat.
Exactly.
So it's very inclusive and that's one of the things we love about it. And then
And playful.
playful and
Yes.
community driven.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's something that at Pickleball4All, we truly want to emphasize that our slogan is, it's not just a court, it's a community,
Yeah.
but we really mean it because it really is what pickleball is all about.
It's true. And I have friends, like I said, like they see it as their second home or their third place. There's a loss of that third place in this country over the last couple of decades. And so people are very much craving that additional area. And if it's not religious affiliation, which this isn't, they just see it as another extension of their home and their family and their friends. And I know my friends, I mean, they spend hours upon hours and they may not even be playing. They're just hanging out, chatting with people.
That's what we love. Yeah, we're hanging out in the lounge.
Yeah, the cookie or whatever is always there, a little snack.
Right.
And that's something I think that we really value as,
We really do.
it's the vibe. Like you
Agree.
walk in the door and it's really, really welcoming.
Yeah,
exactly.
We didn't want it to feel like, it's not a franchise.
Right.
We didn't want it to feel fancy. We wanted it to be the corner bar, the cheers of pickleball clubs. We wanted to know everyone's name. We wanted everyone to know everyone's name.
For people who want that community feel, but maybe are intimidated by the idea of playing.
Or
right?
starting, or
Yeah.
like me, I'm like, I'm terrible. I'm not gonna go play with my friends that have been doing this for years.
Because like you guys mentioned, it's not new, but the level of intensity that has picked up over the last few years, like it's a big deal now, right? And there are people that maybe didn't get on that train 2 years ago who might say, well, now it's past,
too late,
right? It's
too
too
late.
past for me. So how do you introduce them?
Well, that's the first thing that's important to me when I get a new private lesson or, people come in and do semi-privates. I don't want them to feel intimidated because I know that's a real thing. So I think I have a goofy personality anyway, but I'll kind of keep it light and not make it so serious. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun. And here, just get used to what it feels like to hit the ball off the paddle. We don't need to be perfect, right away. But the other thing that I teach is that it's not a perfect science. This game is a little different for everybody. Your style might be a little bit different. So you don't have to hit the ball exactly this way, and not trying to fine tune that the same for every person. And just letting them know that it's, just a comfortable, good community feeling and that everyone's welcome, and hopefully they feel that.
Yeah.
So we talk a lot about beginners. What about for the more expert players? Give us a little, like, I don't know, a little nugget, a little, what it brings to those types of people, and then also how they can elevate their game by joining and coming into Pickleball for All.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, our hope is that we cater to all levels. So right from beginner all the way up to advanced. So we have lots of different programming that we offer at the club. So we've got leagues, we've got obviously the rack and play, which we just spoke about.
Yes.
We do also run tournaments from time to time, and that's a lot. It's a bigger undertaking to run a tournament. So we do those less often. But those are all of that I just mentioned is all leveled play. So you can have,
I see.
you'll sign up for something and it will be for the beginner, it'll be for the intermediate, it'll be for the advanced player. So we certainly have all those opportunities. Yes. But the other thing that I think is really great is that you can just book a court. So a lot of people, as you come to Pickleball for All and it becomes your community, you make friendships, you make connections with other players who are similarly level to you. And then what's really beautiful about this sport, I think, is that you make those connections, and then the four of you just book a court and you play.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that happens a ton. There's lots of friendships, I think, over the last couple of years that Pickleball for All has been around that have happened on the pickleball court at Pickleball for All.
And go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was going to say, a lot of the advanced players you were mentioning, I think appreciate that our rack and play is based on level, and rating evaluations are something that we offer, and we require, certainly at 4.0 and above, we require a rating evaluation. If you're under that and it's somebody that we give lessons to a lot, or we just have played with you and we kind of understand your game, it's a little bit easier. But we sat down from the beginning and we said, let's make this really important, because people want to play with people that help them get better and challenge them, right? So I think the more advanced player appreciates that.
And you have this really cool, what's it called, the AI?
I was going to say,
AI guide.
Oh my gosh.
AI volley. Oh my God.
You don't even need another person.
No,
but that can really
hopefully
help
it doesn't take my job away. It's a new ball machine called the Volley.
The Volley AI is AI.
And it's AI. It like remembers you, it videos you, it will send you recommendations on what to work with.
And you play with it.
Yeah, and you can set it to do a whole bunch of different things, but because it remembers and does video and things like that and analyzes your game, it's different than the old traditional ball machines, but it also moves up and down, so it can hit the ball from high to low, low to high.
I was nice to it when we were there, because when it's our new robot overlords, I want it to be friendly with me. It's really incredible. We saw somebody playing on it, and it times down to when it's going to, and you know, it really can work on the part of your game that you want to work with. So if you have a day where you just don't want to deal with other people, you could just go in there.
And I did. It records you because I know when you see yourself and what you're doing wrong versus just someone telling you, you can adjust your game. You know,
so
just
cool.
based on
It
that.
has a split screen where it will show you hitting it and a pro hitting
No.
it. Yes.
I don't want to see that.
That's so cool. I think that's great for people who are more advanced, Evan.
Oh, it's yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's not judging you.
It is. It's 100% judging me.
It's also a great compliment to a lesson, and oftentimes Julie will give it as homework.
I do.
Well, and you mentioned, I think that it sort of like nudges you to what to work on. It's like, hey, haven't worked on
Serving
your
or
backhand
whatever.
for a while.
Yeah.
You might
Seeing
want
your
to.
backhand,
Hey,
I think
listen,
we need to do that.
Just saying, it's a passive aggressive
Asking
AI.
for a friend. Yeah.
So Roz is an incredible human being. I've gotten the opportunity to get to know him, and he's the owner of Pickleball4All. And he really believes in giving back to the community and philanthropy. And it is truly a melting pot, and not just of people that play pickleball, but the people that want to support other organizations. And you guys have a couple amazing events coming up that we want everybody to know about. The first is the Heartland Animal Shelter Pause and Pickle. Oh my God. I am so nervous to come to that because I might come home with like 5 dogs and 2 cats.
Yeah.
Please tell us about that.
So the Heartland Animal Shelter, that event is actually happening in September. So September 10th, it's in the evening from 6 to 10 p.m. And it really is just an opportunity to support a great organization. They just do a great job of supporting, you know, cats and dogs in the community, looking for them for different homes. And I think that this fundraiser will be a good opportunity for anyone who,
and that's an adoption opportunity as well. Well, you have, I assume, dogs.
That we don't know, but I had asked about that.
Yeah, just curious.
But I want them to bring,
at least a couple.
Jackie and I talked about how they might bring them at the beginning.
Yeah.
But they will definitely have information on adoption.
That's amazing. Yeah. And your mascot, Benji, is also, you know.
So I have to tell you how Benji got his name because we were trying to figure out the best name.
So tell us. So they have a mascot, Benji, who's absolutely adorable.
Benji
he was
comes
also
to the
adopted.
club. Yep, he was adopted. He comes to the club and
he's
he loves
kind of the mascot.
everybody. Yep, he's everyone's.
We have a picture with him.
So
we're going to show you.
So cute. We named him Benji because the #1 pickleball player in the world is Ben Johns.
Oh,
but guess what? We're on John's court. So
that's so cool.
He's Benji Johns.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know, cute.
And if you come, you will die at how cute this dog is.
Oh my God,
he
he's
is
awesome.
the cutest dog in the world.
He's a ladies' man.
Yes, he really is. And then you have another event coming up in August, Rally for Resilience.
Yes, and that's actually happening August 22nd, and that's actually an all-day event, and it's supporting.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. It's ECAC, and it stands for the Ethiopian Community Association of Chicago. And basically, it's an organization that's been around since the 1980s. It originally was founded to support Ethiopian communities that were coming to the United States at that time. But since then, it's really expanded to
all refugees,
exactly,
not
to all
just
refugees
specifically.
And so this organization is just amazing. And, you know, they're obviously with recent funding cuts, they're really looking for any opportunity to try to get more money to basically help
other people that are escaping their countries for political reasons or whatever. And I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Melting pot, helping others. And those 2 events sound just super fun, and I'm excited to join.
Yeah, I think for that, just to let you know about the ECAC.
Yes.
So it's happening on August 22nd. It's actually going to be like an all-day event. So it's going to start from 9 a.m. in the morning, and basically anyone can come. So even if you're completely new, you come to play.
Yeah.
And if you're completely new to pickleball, we're going to have a beginner lesson on one of the courts.
Great.
We're going to have a tournament for those people that are a little bit more competitive.
Got it.
The organizers they're going to provide breakfast and lunch for all the players that come. And then everyone goes home with a jar of Jim's pickles.
Oh,
Jim's
nice.
Tell us about Jim's Pickles. I need to know this.
So just
pickles.
one
Our
of
family's
so Jim
obsessed.
Allen, who's associated with the ECAC, and he basically makes his own pickles. And I think it was just they've been doing this fundraiser for a couple of years. Some years it's been outside, but then with all the weather issues, you know, they've decided they want to bring it inside, and so they're hosting it at Pickleball4All this time. And I think that idea for the pickles was just kind of a nice
perfect
way
connection.
I
a
love
good
that.
connection. So
That's amazing.
so it's just a great event, and
To play pickle and support a wonderful organization.
And it
Exactly.
just
So
fits because we're supporting these groups for the community.
Yes.
Pickleball is about the community, and
Yeah,
that's why it
exactly.
always works.
And for all those events, you can either just call Pickleball4All and ask for more information, or for ECAC, you can go to their website and register on their website. And the similar for Heartland Animal Shelter, you can
these
also
are also
register.
on your website. The
Yes,
Pickleball.
exactly.
So if you want to, sign
You
up,
can
it's
go to
very
Pickle-
easy. I
yeah,
did it. Go to
exactly.
Pickleball4All website, and it's all there. You have very interesting hybrid events, and specifically the open play mahjong pickle. So what is that, and how do you connect playing mahjong with pickleball? How does that work?
Well,
I'm
it's so
fascinated.
interesting. I feel like mahjong, just like pickleball was 6 years ago.
Yes, that's
during
also
COVID,
taking off as such a huge thing.
It's huge.
Yes.
Everywhere I play, I feel like every time I open up any social media,
The
anytime-
library offers classes on
Yes.
how to play mahjong too.
Yeah, exactly. And so I feel like it's everywhere.
Yes.
And at our club, we're very personal. We make a lot of connections with our members.
Yeah.
And I feel like over the last probably 3 to 4 months, I've had so many people talk about mahjong. So I just thought, what a great way to sort of marriage the two together in a way where, during the summertime, lots of people are playing outside. So that's one we're trying to figure out a way to kind of get more people to come into the club. And why not use the space, not just the pickleball courts, but also the lobby and, different areas. So basically what we're doing is we're offering 2 hours of mahjong and then followed by an hour of pickleball. And so you can, for the open play mahjong, you need to be able to play mahjong. So you have to have the basics. But we're also having, I think it's on August 4th and 5th, we're doing a lesson. So it's Mahjong 101, 102. And that's actually going to be a lesson to learn how to play mahjong.
I can learn how to play
So
pickle
I
and
wanna just
mahjong
do-
in
yeah,
the same.
exactly.
That's incredible.
Don't
And I
hit
wanna
the
just
tiles at
do-
people.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And a shout out to our collaborator,
Yes,
which is
please.
North Shore Mahjong.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, so that's run by Samantha Meza.
Okay.
And basically I reached out to her and I just said, is there a way that we can work together? So she's great. And we've had one event in May that was really successful. And now we've got 3 more events coming up in August. So yeah.
These collaborations have been really popular. We're doing another one. We're doing a ladies' night, shopping night.
What? Oh, I'm
We
definitely
did,
coming to that.
Margot here in the Glen.
Yes, she's my friend.
She's coming. Yep, she came.
She's
and did,
fabulous.
Did one, and we're
When
going
is
to do
that?
kind of. We haven't set the date,
Okay.
but we're thinking
Next couple months.
September,
Yeah.
maybe late September, and we're going to get some other vendors in the area.
Will
and make
there
it like
be
a
a
little
charity
girls.
component to that as well?
Yeah, I think we're going to try to do
Yeah,
that for
I love
sure.
that.
Yeah,
That's
we always try
fantastic.
to factor
Shopping
that
in
in.
pickle,
I know.
mahjong in pickle, like anything in pickle. Wine tasting in pickle?
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's
There's
a
an
good
idea
one.
for you.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about us too, since we're privately owned. We just kind of
Do your
we
thing.
can
As
do
you
our
wish.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. We're flexible.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be able to just organize things sort of off the cuff a little bit, versus a big chain where there's lots of
Bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we don't have any of that.
I think it's important that people understand too that they can come in and there are memberships, but that doesn't mean it's an exclusivity thing.
Absolutely.
And you don't have, from what I understand, you don't have to be a member.
No,
Okay,
absolutely
so please
not.
explain.
So anyone can come and play a Pickleball4All. If you join as a member, then you will get some preferential rates. You'll be able to book your courts earlier, but absolutely there's no barrier.
a couple little perks.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's
so is it a
couple of
yearly
perks.
membership, a monthly? Like, how's that work?
We have annual memberships,
Okay.
we have quarterly memberships, we have monthly memberships. So there's lots of opportunity
Yeah.
because a lot of our clientele also travel sometimes during parts of the year, so they don't want to be necessarily
Snowbirds,
tied
maybe.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for sure you can go down that membership route, but you can also just come
Show
in and
up.
play as a non-member. So what we do register everybody into our system, but you can just very easily create a non-member guest account. And that would be the sort of way to first start playing, I guess.
Got it. And you have a really cool app, which I'm all about the apps and making it easy for everybody to to schedule even coaching lessons. I mean, so tell us about
Yeah,
that.
it's called Court Reserve.
Court Reserve.
And people are on there, I think, with tennis clubs and other
Oh, I see.
organizations.
Okay, and so we have to specifically
if you
link
already
pickleball.
have it, you can
Correct.
add an
I got it.
organization
Okay.
of Pickleball4All, or you can just download it straight right. But it's so easy because it pulls up the calendar. So I just had a text this morning. Lady said, "What's the best way for me to schedule with you?" And I said, best for you because you'll be
It's
able
so
to
easy.
see your calendar
And you add it to
mine,
the calendar
and you
with
just
one
click
click.
the spot you want.
I love that.
It's great. But you can also reach out to us directly. You can
Sure.
call the front desk. You can
Of course.
reach out to a
Absolutely.
coach. We can add you. I mean,
Of course.
Yeah.
So-
but court reserves, great way.
Excellent.
Really easy. For
All right, don't feel like you have to remember all this stuff. We're gonna have all of the links for you in the description, so just head down there and you can find all of this, which is super helpful if you don't have a great memory like me.
Julie and Denise, thank you so much for joining us today and for everything you're doing along with Roz to build such an incredible, welcoming community right here in Glenview. We're so happy that you could join
Victoria and
us.
Evan,
Yeah,
it's
thanks
so
so much.
special. Yeah, we're so happy to be a part of it too. And we look forward to seeing you guys
On the
more
courts.
too. Yeah.
We'll see you on the
Exactly,
courts.
on the
Good,
courts.
good. Thanks.
So to all our listeners and viewers, whether you're a seasoned player or you've never picked up a paddle in your life, like me as of a few days ago,
Yeah.
Pickleball4All, head over there, check out their upcoming events like Pause and Pickle or Pickleball for Refugees. Of course, you can book a court and try it out. And as I mentioned, we will drop all the links in our show notes.
Thanks for tuning into the Living in Glenview podcast. And don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share this episode with a friend. And until next time, stay active, get connected, and keep living local.